What are you? Who are you?
We are forsaken.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake?
Yes, that is my voice. Hi guys, I'm Hemo, and I have something to say to you. That's right, I'm talking to you right now, and I want to thank you for getting me to 10k subscribers. I have not in a million years thought I would get this far this quick. To think I only started uploading Forsaken videos almost a month ago with the goal of getting to 1k subscribers for May. Yeah, I am now here with an awesome community of 10k people who tune in every day to enjoy my videos. I really truly couldn't be more thankful for you guys. No words can describe my appreciation. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And for your love and support, I will teach you guys my methods in my new series. Before we start, I want to announce my new Discord server, Forbidden, ran by me and other content creators that you may know. Most notable ones you may know or have seen before, Pedrorizz. Link in the description. That's all I wanted to say, and now let's get into a popular request from 5 to 8 comments, made from the same person. John Doe will be the first killer covered on the series. So let's give a rundown of John Doe. John Doe is the second most expensive killer in the roster, next to 1x, with a starting price of 1,000 cash. He is rated with a 5-star difficulty, has 1,500 health, with a walking speed of 9, and a sprinting speed of 27.25, putting him as the second most slowest killer, next to 1x. John Doe comes equipped with 2 passives, Natural Malevolence and Unstoppable. So let's give a rundown of those. This passive gives John Doe a Trail of Corruption, placing the Corruption 2 status effect on any unfortunate survivor to step through it. This passive is one of, if not, the strongest passive in the game, making John Doe immune to be stunned for any longer than 2.175 seconds, and giving him speed 1 for 3 seconds after said stun. Now that we are over his passives, let's go over his abilities. Corrupt Energy, Digital Footprint, and 404 Air. John Doe's main ability to control maps and damage survivors. Corrupt Energy shoots 26 spikes that block off anything in their way, staying there for 14 seconds and damaging any survivor that's unfortunate enough to be in their path when they come out. They deal 12 damage per hit and can hit the same survivor only 4 times. Upon hitting survivors, it grants John Doe speed 1 for 7 seconds. John Doe stomps the ground 3 times, taking up to 3 seconds to place down the digital footprint that stays there for up to 165 seconds. He can place 3 of these traps around the map. Upon contact by any survivor, the trap disappears and afflicts the survivor with slowness 2 and corrupted 1 for 10 seconds, dealing up to 19 damage and giving John Doe speed 1 for 10 seconds. Both John Doe and the survivor that stepped into the digital footprint get highlighted to each other. John Doe slows to a halt when using 404 Air, taking up to 1.5 seconds to highlight every survivor on the map. That's all. Now that you know how his abilities work, let's go over the best way to use them, so you can be the best John Doe in the server and impress everyone, or get called a no-life. Now, Corrupt Energy on paper seems very straightforward, shoot spikes and hit survivors, but it's way more than that. There are a lot of things that you could be doing that could be causing you to lose chases and even games, so let's go over that. There are 2 ways you can use Corrupt Energy: to block off paths and to damage survivors. Let's go over the first way. First, every map has paths and walls that can be blocked off. Use that to your advantage. Survivors will try to bait you to flick your spikes towards them. I cannot stress this enough, do not fall for it. If your intentions is to block off a path and you see a juicy survivor spike right next to you, do not do it. They are trying to bait you into opening a path for them, and your spikes will all go to waste. Instead, block off the path that you were originally spiking for, and you have an even higher chance to hit the survivor, considering after they attempt to make you flick for an opening, they usually run to the path that's open, but when you don't flick, they'll run face first into your spikes, giving you a speed boost, damaging them, and cutting them off. Now to the second way. This is only recommended when there really isn't much for you to cut off survivors from. First off, do not keep facing the survivors with John Doe when you're spiking. You're making it very obvious where you're aiming, and you're blocking your own vision with your spikes. And the survivors will be hearing the spikes approaching, which makes it infinitely harder for you to hit the survivors. Not only that, but you're giving the survivors a loop to go around if you send your spikes all in a line. Instead, learn to calculate the distance of your spikes while you're shooting them in another direction. And as soon as you feel it's near the survivor, shift lock your camera and the spikes should pop up near the survivor, damaging them and avoiding all the things that could go wrong as I mentioned before. There are a lot more ways to use the spikes, but those are a little complicated, so I'll be saving them for later. For now, let's move on to the digital footprint. This move is pretty self-explanatory. You can use it on hotspots that survivors tend to go through a lot, through doors, or to trap someone, if paired with corrupt energy. Now, John Doe is not a chaser. He's a map controller. So when you spawn in, instantly go and set up your traps and hotspots. Ignore any survivor that tries to get you to chase them while you're setting up your traps. But if they get too close, give them a little smack to remind them that you're the killer. After setting up your traps, you should use 404 error to find the nearest survivors, preferably ones on generators, and try to either spike them or cut them off from a distance to where they can't hear your terror radius. This should have the survivor cornered into taking a huge amount of damage and maybe even die. Or you can ignore the nearest survivor and go for a group of survivors if the opportunity presents itself, which can lead to awesome moments like this.
Get ready for some scary spikes!
Hey you! Stop right there. I want you to answer this question. Now, what do you think you should do when you're chasing someone and another person steps into a trap? When a survivor steps into a trap, give up everything you're doing, even if you're chasing a survivor, unless that survivor you're chasing is one shot. Let the chase go and go after the survivor that stepped into your trap. You'll catch up fairly quickly with your speed 1 boost, and they won't have anywhere to go with their slowness 2, giving you a free kill most of the time. Just don't get juked. Now, let's get onto the really technical and difficult things that you might not know about John Doe's corrupt energy. Did you know you can get a speed boost from Builderman's buildings and Taft's tripwires? That's right. Hitting those buildings and tripwires with corrupt energy will break them and give you speed 1 for 7 seconds. And it will save you the trouble of going over there manually and smacking them. After hitting a survivor or a utility with your spikes, most John Does just tend to stand there and wait for the move to be over. But doing that is minimizing the value and potential of the move, because you could be doing much more. In some cases, after hitting a survivor or a utility that's near you with spikes, you can switch your target to someone you saw in the distance, making you maximize the value out of your spikes. Some John Does don't know that your spikes can't go up. What they also don't know is that there's a way to get past that. In some maps, there are vertical spaces that give you a height boost. John Doe's spikes will go anywhere that is equal to or under them, but never above. By slowly moving your camera, you can move your spikes around a survivor and cut them off. Many John Does decide they can only shoot them forward, which limits his spike's potentials, and limits your potential. So put this to use more often, and make your own dead ends. Of course, you won't instantly become the best John Doe after seeing this video, but you will definitely have an insight on just how much control his abilities give him. So put these tips to practice and learn my ways, thus making you a better John Doe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and if you guys enjoy these videos, please leave a like and I will do more. And for the people who watch me for my no commentary gameplay, don't worry, I will still do those. This is just a series where I make them once per character, unless said character is changed, which I will remake it. Like and subscribe if you want. I love you all, have a good day or night wherever you are, and stay awesome.